lunch. We don't have money yet. Or we'll do it. It's gonna happen. Let's see. What do we want? And you can hear the strains of full-on girls in the background. And girl, you're in Prep Paladin. Divinity. Simple Pet Simulator. There's it. Simple. No. Song of Lamb and Lion. What scenario? Your friend's bullying you into the princess's servant. Oh, this will be fun. Let's put some mood music on. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Okay, everything's on the up and up. Graze over. Let's pull up a seat and become a young girl's servant.
Naturally, since she arrived in a cat, she already thinks you are of lower standing than her. You don't speak out of turn but rather bow before her. You get verbal abuse of the highest order from here on out, luckily only when she has sent you on an errand and not giving you orders directly. You are to bring her robes to her chambers while she bathes. She immediately tells other servants in the room to leave, saying she is ashamed that they must witness her naked body. You bring the robes to her protesting too much ass, you only think it. Well, when the other servants have left, she asks you to remove her jewelry before you approach her. Naturally, once again you oblige. However, it is a lot harder this time around as she is quite beautiful. Once she is dressed, she thanks you for removing her ornaments and praises you for having a larger frame than the others and more skill. She rewards gifts of gold. However, there is something very odd about this whole exchange. Like the gifts are some sort of incendiary device of high regard. Maybe they will blow up in your face later down the track. You spend some time as a servant getting odd jobs done around the castle. namely and discreetly the ones called blow and hand. Now, while you obviously would prefer to be doing jobs that didn't entail sitting on your ass in some royal cabinet of knickknacks waiting for Her Royal Highness to rummage around in, at least it is better than slave duty. Still, during this time you aren't climbing the social ladder or becoming more important. Waiting on the princess doesn't exactly give one clout. Depends on the princess's temperament, depends on the context of waiting. There's the ballad. However, I expect those are rather the exception in career development for royal servants and royalty. Dramatic irony would have you know, it's kinda the rule. Ironically, see what I did there? Laziness would have you not taking up water carrying duties. Call me Sir Triangle then. Seriously though, carrying the water still sounds like the least stressful thing you've done in the castle. The princess will come eventually, and assuming you don't fuck up majorly, it shouldn't carry on that long a period. See what you did there? Water, calm eventual, arbitrary thresholds of fucking up. You know what? But fine, you've earned the respite until such time as she has another her mood shifts again. Man, have you been placed in an odd situation? Still, this an opportunity to while away a couple of years. You don't have that much time left anyway, so better that you spend it chatting amongst yourselves than you get up to any heroics. What I would call a real done did pick to suck up thoroughly. Hey, you think I get to see a girl in her You don't intend to choke, more to not even be seen choking. You've been given the day to recover from your injuries as much as possible. The days of getting a beating for being late is over, so no more will you be going through that. You've been sent on to procure extra salt for the castle and some of those fancy looking oils that the rich folks use, apparently if you come out with a lighter wallet when you go the extra mile. Then what? You didn't finish that thought yet. You considering you were complaining about only being allowed to chat with the other lowlifes, otherwise you would have become a whiny emo teen centuries ago, depending on whether or not anyone was around to listen, and those attitudes faded away long since. This place has many long forgotten tunnels and passageways, all of which looks like it could do with a once over with a mop. And a restocking of the music shelves. There. You just allocated your duties for the week then. Get the princess her jazz records and do a full investigation of all out of use areas for whatever reason, corpses, bizarre fetishes and ghost, shoring up any damage, cleaning etc. Thinking about it, you're exploiting several obscure duties there. Psychologically profile the princess based on her detritus. Rags, pipes and tinder along with lighter. This can only spell one thing, and that's free jazz improvisation. For once you got nothing but time, though get yourself killed and it'll probably be all for naught anyway. This plan seems foolproof and sort of like the right thing to do given the complexities of if people start digging about in the attics. You must secrecy or something. The king has one in his room, rich asshole. You find yourself a crossroads to get dealt in. Luckily gambling is a favorite pastime of soldiers of fortune. 5 chips on the 5 of spades. You say, tossing the appropriate amount of gold onto the limited flat space on the table. You know, dealer's friend, believe it or not, you're actually inflicting is to be some manner of troll playing 5-card draw on us. One said genuine incredulity. You say, wait, is that not the game? You're barely paying any amount of attention to the card game, instead thinking about your plans with this free time that you've to yourself before doubt begins to set in. Contrary to what everyone believing, you have no real doubt. Not even a shred of human instinct that has survived this long staying in your mind. You letting your thoughts flow uncontrollably, considering how you need to keep on the lookout for would-be assassins. You say, or jazz musicians, hint hint hunty. Snorting to yourself as you question. You're not going to even ponder why that was funny, you shall leave it a mystery. You were a dog with a bone when it came to jokes, despite other aspects of life mentioned heretofore sucking. The joke is on you. You say, yup, it is, all over my face. Sorry, I'll have the cherry pie. Not on my face. You're really terrible at jokes, you decide. Still you shall concentrate on the direct humor. Benendel troll bane here for ye orders, me lord. You say without smiling. Stating your alias and getting straight to the point, this is sure to score points with Lord Kassar. The solidly built man with a long beard looks your way, raising an eyebrow and being very dismissive, right? To which you also reply casually, you say, righter than I hang, even in the strongest of winds. Indeed. The insulted-looking man. Well, don't be long. If you're mercenaries you need to register with Meredith, then you can get year pay. To which you simply agree. Dismissed already. This man can sense a fellow manipulator when he sees one. And to be quite honest, sitting around bored as camp policy won't matter for anything for tea. You can be free about that, it's not particularly going to make or break anything. You say, may as well go for broke and try to yield the biggest damn winnings from the biggest damn lies. You don't really get this gladiatorial ring thing, but you must be giving off the I'm ready to see men and monsters murder each other for the sake of entertainment vibe. After a military type man, Arthur, you think his name was, gave you a set of boots and some damn plain clothes, then sent you on your way. You meet an African with tribal things going on with his face who started speaking about betting. You say, how does probability work? Are there killing simulations that children can bet on for practice? Isn't it obvious? Well, it will be when I explain it. The tall, well-dressed African states with fantastic upbeat energy during the 70s and well into the 90s, many rules were relaxed on gladiatorial fighting due to betting being legalized after a period ruled by Emperor Reeves. Nowadays it's used as an outlet for revolt, along with legalizing certain drugs in less noticeable ways, grabbing taxes easier under the noses of the people. You form your questions carefully so people can bet on anything. You say, can I bet on the rankness of the skivvies of any citizen, on any day? Macas begins to instantly straighten up and give a look your christen as the legal stance under Kassar. He begins to explain, only jinxing himself with the poorly timed reference. Quickly backtracking while seemingly trying not to laugh at his mistake. You say, Jinx. You are under my thrall. Ho ho ho. I was continuing, states Macas after rolling his eyes in a deadpan tone. Under the rule of Kasseroti, gambling was, as far as decency laws go, discouraged utterly. In theory, under Reeve no real gambling took place, however all officers quickly realized that it would be better to allow it so long as they got a cut out of it all. The man gives you sly look, before holding out his hand. You say you do know that the moment points hit your hand, you are under my thrall. Any conditions? There is more to this deal than just power, there are also perks, sweet business perks. Across great distances your powers make let you easily identify good deal-making types, as well as pretty accurately what would be common price ceilings, as well as a living twisting the words they feed you. Also it helps with seeing how nervous or obviously lying individuals are without waiting for excuses. Well, Macas begins. Speaking, you need to take vetting information you want first. The look you are giving must transfix him into telling you exactly what information you need right away. Well, deaths will be posted later today by the bookies, for sure. Also exact scores for fights as well, that is always listed of course. Otherwise I guess I could check fighter listings and make quick notes on each fighter, listing odds, recent events affecting odds and my own prediction on outcome range. You say, any wagers that involve the acquisition of infernal or heavenly skills? Heaven or hell 3-1, involves possession or incorporeal form in either the hero or anti-hero. This one sounds like it might become entertaining fast. You think to yourself as you find a secluded space to slump into for a stakeout. You say, is that the only one to choose from? That's the only one being passed around now. Latest info on it is a week old. Passing traders with ins to the underworld and other criminal elements brings these things along, so I get the high-ranking crime lord's money and pass the tips for their losses. He's too damn stupid to realize that I'm running all bets both ways and everyone's robbing him blind. Just hope gambling mania doesn't ever comes back into fashion. There just aren't enough degenerates in. You say okay, I'm in, here's all I got. Lay it on my. I shall draw the circle upon. Macca eyes your small pile of copper coins and shrugs before pocketing them. Which is an act so foreign to you it almost causes you to stagger backward. Macca pulls out a pencil, not a real one, some sort of native writing utensil, then begins twisting his fingers in some complex pattern while muttering something similar to Sanskrit. You say here back to that Peter. Your eyes manage one last blink as the cruel guard you zapped stands over your body. Shh, no tears, your suicide makes everything harder. You think gleefully as you ponder how fast you can mentally take control of an entire horde of rats to cause sufficient panic, rioting and mayhem to destroy the arena hive baron at the heart of all your troubles. You bebonicize the whole fucking thing. Almost immediately, living boils begin appearing on your hands and wrists as you lie slumping in your restraints. You encourage the totality of transition. You want more plague than you in these clothes. Distressing sights and smells are just part of life within the arena tunnels now. Sometimes the tribals forget to dispose of the dead decay, sometime not. Either way, Glip's paintwork sings creates a sufficient distraction towards sickening intimidation. A quiet word in the right translator ears prevent the guards from noticing your labored gnawing through the leather ties of your wrists and ankles until you fall muffled to the ground. Not dead yet, you colloquially across the fetid grounds, spreading mirth and brightening smiles, also, then throating them from inside and absorbing mass. It feels surprisingly good devouring the boo-full meat bags. In its test, falling back into the old psychopathic ways is easy when you know your true enemy. It will take you months, maybe years to return home, but with the pliable horde at your beck and call, soul powers that could rival any god, shamblers and fast types to order about, you know you can carve out your destiny once more. Spare the stinky princess. Those dogs aren't whelps but unskilled waste men. Got to convert and train ASAP. You train and do in service and then chill Blaine. East is east and eternal LLY. Your whole body is going red raw. A note in the rye, but it turned rotten. And then it hits you. You see it now. The face of your oppressor. It was Big Fat Drum Major nearly a half millennium ago. That same snickering voice that poured toxic talk into your ear. The peckings and tappings chides you now. Boy. Through this door is our land and in these fields we reap the corn, job boy. Out beyond this wall lies the playground and there we tap dance and humor the scoffers. Get it right or ain't nobody listening to your CD rack. These brown bags that you calls mother scratch. They wanna laugh, app. Give them an Osnabrück pure and waste truten in the Gabby Eng. Some won't even come back from the splittage. Big Fat Drum Major goatee and all sneers again at you as he ceases his scratching. Them what dies pays no mind to cooties, ear. Yet soon there won't be no paper baseball, just metal. Now we be metal, water breathing blood relatives. Y'all even smell metal. So out. Now this is your laser drill, practice your preventive perspiration. If this were today, the monologue would most likely be insulted by your top 5 emo picks, but it was yesterday, so instead you share a knowing wink with Big Fat Drum Major Snatak. With a quick cackle you send an infected pet matador wing. Oh how the foreign aids blubber. A baby in Britain, so moist and squidgy in your weeping. Is good. Is really is. Special request to Son Gohan, Ethereal's Central, please. You and Big Fat Drum Major retire backstage, where you bind your wounds and wash the blood from your faces. Awaiting the commencement of the next act, the drafting of the Greater Kingdom Salvation Council Alliance Enforcers Militia. Along with millions of others, you tune into Empire News Network. This just in, by an artistic sigh and a symbolic. It's the most watched, most trusted, most beloved yet least entertaining news station in the entire conglomeration of mixed ownership Democratic Congresses, with a population of 41,074,731 set firmly in the northern hemisphere of Earth. situated in the West Galaxy's equatorial realm. Through
That was the cello.
Good evening, my name is Augustus McFly and this is Empire News Network. Fanfare tonight's story. This just in, what happens next can only be described as unexpected, or perhaps a better word is non-linear. Despite telling her it was because of an allergic reaction to his wedding ring mixed colloid metal that killed him, examination into the death of Bezajolopod has actually revealed that the self-proclaimed sculptor was schizophrenic. No surprise to his many victims though, of course. Last week's draft, which saw the Empire's richest supporter war on whoop rats, is looking poor indeed in retrospect, as the rare flower wines and distilled poisons made from their glands fetch but a small fraction of the cost they once did. Bezos' short-lived empire based on the breeding and selling of these normally placid rodents may soon take a nosedive if further crashes this deep into discounts continues. So sharpen those bargaining skills, youngsters. Yes, it's Empire News and Togging with Thee. I'm Augustus McFly reporting live from the ever-busy Sultan Coves Resort. The newly found discovery of a bustling underwater city has prompted a massive growth in this area, much like it did in Bezos' heyday 3 centuries ago. There you go. You see? Who needs empathic police officer when you have Central's finest gazetteers? Now, today's weather report, partly cloudy with some localized thunderstorms and of course the ever-present photochemical smogs. Now where was I? Oh yes, you're visualizing coastlines and scenic views of pretty lighthouses, are you? Ever-present green algae visible even from several perfectly manicured lawns away.
Sorry.
You'd be in the right place for it, my friends, and of course watching your otherwise normally undetectable government, unelectable but inexplicably democratic on construction site. So turn your eyes away from the yellow inflatable walkways smell, but if you curiously follow them. Yes. That's right folks, due to recent incidents of piracy, Central has begun popping up. Yes. Prison ships. These special vessels, unlike there is actually enough room inside for perhaps only a few thousand of your convicts. These will contain everything from petty shop owners who refuse to pay sky-high taxes, illegitimate income tax, to outright thought criminals that have openly planned to murder an annoying new astrologer attacking them with predictable quotations day and night. You get your astrology read to see what they mean. As for the pirates, well, we'll just have to see who test their Lordian forged armaments against them on these new ships. If they read charts and navigate, they may yet weather our shark-infested waters. Joining me here tonight is the devious former shark-dressed Emperor Willett himself, who will be giving us his insight on just how secure is this, whatever they are exactly. Uncle Willie,